Hello guys, welcome to Coffee with Marci.
Woo!
I'm here with Scott Doty.
What's up?
Owner of Brainstorm here in Franklin Lakes. It's so awesome to have you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank
Brainstorm Tutoring and Arts, right?
Right.
So there's a lot to talk about, right?
There's a lot to talk about. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Wait a second here. Come on, join us. Come on. There we go. We got somebody on. So,
Oh, I see.
tell me about Brainstorm. What inspired you to open up Brainstorm?
Okay, well, I guess basically I came home from college.
Yeah.
I'd studied non-teaching things. I studied other things.
So your background was not education?
No, international relations,
Okay.
foreign languages, economics. And I came back, I went to school in Boston. I came back to dear old mom and dad's house in Ramsey.
Yeah.
I'm a local boy.
Local
and,
guy.
I had a year to kill till I went to get a master's degree abroad. I had won a scholarship. And during that year, I said, all right, what am I going to do with my time? And I went by Ramsey High School, and all this guidance counselor said, hey, remember how you used to tutor for NHS back when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Like, you did good. Like, we'd recommend you now if you want to do it.
Yeah.
I said, all right, I'll give it a shot, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I just could never stop. Like, I just loved it. I felt like I made such an immediate impact.
Right.
And I said, wow, this is fun. I'm good at it naturally. I have teachers all throughout the family. It's just part of the blood. I think it's in the water. So I felt natural about, and I just started doing it. And I said, once I studied the industry, I was like, there's such a right way to do this. And it's just not getting done. It's not that hard. And so I said, I'll be that guy who creates this new entity that does the thing that it should be done.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
So, I mean, listen, you found your passion, you found what you're good at, and, you know, teaching is a very difficult thing, and finding the right way to do it so children respond. And I know that moms are always looking to find that, you know, because they don't want their children to be, you know, spoken down to.
Of course.
They want them to be inspired and in a creative environment, solution-based. How are we doing this, right?
Well, and so many people, I think, at least in my mind, I think of a tutor in the classical sense. I think of either like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old undergrad who doesn't have very much experience and is kind of like in a class with 20 kids. He doesn't have any relationship with them, and he's just, well, I'm smart on my own, but I'm just making me a great teacher, but I'm going to try to help you. Or it's maybe a retired teacher, and the younger student might say, I don't know how to connect with this guy. And I kind of feel like that's the gap that we were trying to fill, is that so much about this is connecting relationally with the student. I always love this story, if you don't mind to nerd out for a minute with you.
No, please be a nerd.
I love geeking out, okay? One of the things I'm nerdy about many things, but one of the things I'm nerdy about is words. And I always love connecting the history of two words, which is mental and mentor. So mental comes from Latin and mentor comes from Greek, but they share a lot of roots. And the concept is that historically, classically, those cultures understood that if you want your mind to grow, you need a mentor. It's the same root word.
Right.
And so I always think, man, that's such a powerful thing to think about when you say, how does one learn best? It's just to build a relationship that you would have like with an apprentice. You know, someone you say,
an apprentice or like a coach, right? So it's a good way to think of a coach.
As opposed to what I view as a tutor who just shows up, drops some knowledge. I don't know who you are. I don't even care.
Right.
I showed up and I knew my trajectory rules and my formulas. I dropped them and I pieced out.
Right,
you know?
right.
No, like, what we need is a relationship.
Yes.
And from the relationship, the kid gets a lot more than academic knowledge. He gets motivation.
Right.
You know, and he gets accountability. And he gets so many of these other elements that are crucial to real growth.
Right. Wow, that's fantastic. So basically, one of my questions was, how does Brainstorm stand out from other tutoring services, which you've kind of touched on?
That's definitely the centerpiece. You know, for me, that's the big piece, is that we really legitimately know each of our students and care about the student as a whole person. We recognize, like, how many times does it have to be that someone calls and says, my son's struggling so much with math. And we see the student and we go, dude, you're so smart. It's not about your intelligence. It's not about even your effort. In some cases, your effort, but there's so many other dynamics that can keep a student from doing well in school. And it could be, oh, you know what? I have this kid who sits next to me who distracts me so much. Or I have this older sibling. I'll never live up to his legacy. Or these other emotional, psychological things that get in the way. Maybe they have focus issues on the test, or they get nervous. And there are things that are non-mathematical reasons a student could struggle in math. So to do this properly, you have to know the person. And that means getting to know him as a human being. Like, don't just tell me about your life in school. Tell me about your life outside of school. Like, you got a girl, you play lacrosse, like, what are you into? And how can I connect with you? And use that to really galvanize you, to get into it. And I think that's a big piece of what we do differently. I think a lot of other companies say, well, here's our stack of worksheets.
Yeah.
Show up on Tuesdays, rock them through, and you'll get better at life.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's not a custom experience.
Yeah.
So we really try to tailor.
Well, I appreciate that. My son has come here and seen a big difference with him.
Awesome.
And one of the things that I really love is you kind of have like an open classroom concept. Like you come in, you do your homework, there's tutors available on site. As you need help, they're available. So some children may come in and need help the entire time. Some, it's just a good environment to do their homework.
That's right.
And maybe, you know, mom's not always there to answer the questions, so it's good to kind of have you guys available for that.
Thank you. No, I appreciate the overview, and you're right. That's actually the second company. The original company when I started was just, we drive to your house, one-on-one session in your dining room table.
Okay.
That's it. Highly customized, one-on-one, 100% attention, 7 days a week. You know, we built out a network, and we have about 60 people on staff who do those sessions. And then we, secondly, actually from that, I created some relationships with families who own and operate this facility, and they came to me 5 years ago and said, hey, we have a space opening up at our facility, and we want it to be an education space, and we're thinking Brainstorm should think about it. Have you considered it? And I said, so it just came to me.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, let's think about it. And I said, if we're gonna do a center, what would we do to make it interesting and different? And so that's to your point. I said, like, well, if I was a high school kid or a middle schooler, what would I want? You know?
Yeah.
And I thought about my mother. My mom's a mother of 4 kids who were overextended all the time, and she was driving everybody everywhere.
Right,
and
right.
She was just
that's
insane.
what we do, right?
She was just insane all the time. I was like, oh, my poor mother. So I said, okay, what would a mom want and what would a student want? And I thought, okay, here's what I would want. If I'm the student, I want to be in a place that's fun and interesting and funky, has not like a lot like that antiseptic feel of a hospital kind of classroom, you know, like me at a tech old desk. I want couches. I want like a chill vibe. I want funny, interesting people hanging around. And I want to get help with everything. Okay?
And they're finding that really, it allows the child to be comfortable, grow, like even like Google and all these companies have adopted the same concept, right? It's like, I just want you to be comfortable in this environment so you can thrive.
Exactly, and your unique self can come out, and you can be the real you. And from the parent's perspective, I said, if I'm a parent, I want to be able to just not have to have a bunch of appointments. I just want to show up whenever I want to show up. Yeah. Even on a lark, I can say, you know what? I'm just gonna bring you to the center. Peace. I'm gonna drop you off for a couple hours, get your stuff done. I'm gonna get my other thing done. And I know when I get you, you're gonna be in good shape. Right. You know, so the high convenience factor is the other thing. So I said, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a membership model. They pay a flat fee, come as much as they want, whenever they want. Right. And I'll staff it with awesomely smart, cool people, and they'll just be here available at all times. Right. It's very expensive to me to make it work, but it's a cool system.
Because you have monthly and then you have yearly, correct? Sure, and you can pay for the year or you can pay by month, and then you can come as much as you like.
Exactly, and we have people who milk it. Yeah. I mean, they just live here,
every
which is cool.
day coming in, that's just awesome.
Right, I mean, think about a gym membership, right? You join, you pay the month's rent to join, and then you just don't go, and you don't get your money's worth. And so, you know, okay, fine, that's okay, but it's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get kids to improve. And so when a person joins and he's a member for a month, I have students who are like, okay, so you're open these hours, great. You're open from 3 to 9 on Mondays, I'll be here at 3. Right. And I'll help you close at 9 o'clock. And I will just be here all the time. And we have students like that who are just getting help with so much stuff. And the key, to bring back that other point, sometimes the student gets a lot more than just academic help here. Yeah. He gets a community. Yeah. You know, he gets a group where it's like, this is my squad. Yeah. You know, and I have people who are young professionals. They're professionals. They're older. They're not. They're at 20. You know, they're 27 or 32 or 38 or whatever. But they're young enough that I can kind of feel like they're hip and I can connect with them, or whatever. Right. And like, this is a community to me, and this is valuable in its own right. That's awesome. You know. Okay. Yeah. So going, you know, we've touched on a few things that you offer. So you have one-on-one. You have group tutoring. Yes. You have the open concept tutoring from 3 to 9. The child can come at any time, do the homework, and have a tutor available to them. Yes. And then you have college prep. Oh yeah. SAT, park, right? Sure. Standardized parking. Parking. Standardized parking. the standardized parking. Yeah, the park test. Yes. Standardized tests, of all kinds. Oh, so no, I mean that's a big seller, and I want to say to the world, okay, I don't think that standardized tests are wonderful. That's not what I'm saying. That's the reality of the situation. Right. We live in a culture that lionizes those tests and in some cases uses them to make important decisions. And it's more like, okay, well, since that is the reality, okay, let's work with that. Because I'm interested in whole person growth. I'm not interested in teaching to a test. But the thing that I've found that's really fun is that whenever we do test prep, we are teaching such incredible life skills that I don't mind that. Okay, look, technically, yeah, I'm going to help you get a couple hundred points in your SAT or 500 points, however much of a jump we're going to get. Great. Yeah. But I know that while we do this, you're going to learn time management and organizational skills and test-taking skills and self-confidence and all these other great things. So I do feel like there is a lasting impact, even if we're playing within a system that I don't really think is necessarily ideal.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do a ton of test prep. We go all the way through grad school. So we do GMAT and LSAT and like helping kids at med school, dental, whatever.
Wow.
All the way down to the younger grades.
That's incredible.
So we do standardized tests of any kind, and then the college application stuff is my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
Because that's where you get to say, hey, I'm an amazing person. I'm gonna write this essay that's gonna blow your mind, Stanford.
Right.
And
you help with that.
Such a cool way to help people. Like help them to stand out from the crowd. Because how many white kids from Jersey are applying to Villanova this year? Right? Come on, let's be honest. I'm sorry.
How do you stand out? Right?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big ways to stand out is that you write an essay that shows a lot of character and a lot of flavor and a lot of creativity, and that's just such a fun thing to pull out from someone.
Yeah.
So we do all those things.
Now, do you actually go to someone's home? Because I heard you saying that was how you started.
We still do that.
You still do that?
Yes.
Okay, and is that also for SAT prep and things like that? Anything?
Any of the above. All the above.
And how about languages? Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Well, as I said, that was one of my majors in college. I studied Romance languages, so that's dear to my heart. And the only thing that hurts my heart is that more people don't call for it. But we do it. But we do
I
Spanish
actually had no idea because my son could really use help in Italian. So look, I just learned something.
All right.
All this time. Let's go.
I mean, yeah, I love Italian too. That's a cool,
all right, cool.
So yeah, we have people on staff who are polyglots, right? So that we have a couple people who speak 9 languages each. It's just absurd.
Yeah.
And they love it, and we just don't get a lot of calls for it. But yeah, we do all sorts of languages.
I think there's also something else that we can all learn from this. I know there's parents that really believe the teacher should be doing all this, that the school should be doing all this, that their child should just get it, that kind of thing.
Sure.
But what I hear is that you are teaching them overall skills. It's not just the subject.
Correct.
I mean,
that's right.
When it comes to organization, when it comes to focus, when it,
that's right.
Life skills, really.
100%.
And from that, you build self-confidence, which makes you a better student, a better person, better in anything that you do.
Yes.
Because if you don't have self-confidence,
you're
not moving forward, you're not asking the questions, you're not right. And that's for us at our age, what, and if we can start it at a young age.
Yes, I agree.
Right? That's what it really, the life skills start there.
I agree. And we're talking about transferable skills in the sense that you learn it in one arena, but it applies to all. Right. I did an interview yesterday in which I was the interviewer.
Oh.
I was on the other side of the
back
camera.
Back off.
I'm not saying you're saying. No, it's a different setting. It's all good. Not competing. But the person I interviewed talked to me about how a phrase he likes is diligence breeds diligence, and that you learn diligence in one area of your life, and you know how to say, and now I know what it looks like to be diligent in something. Yeah. And now I'll do it on the ski slope, and I'll do it in physics class. I'll do it every part of my life.
Right.
So yeah, I 100% concur, and also the younger the better. I mean, I have young kids now, so I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about that stuff all the time.
Right.
Well, how do I set a tone now?
Right.
That lets them understand, among other things, one thing that we do in this family is we learn. We're always learning. We can always get better.
Good.
We can always improve, right?
Yeah.
And also that, that we want to create life skills like diligence and motivation and stuff like that, self-concept, all that. And to the point about the languages also, actually.
Yeah.
This young age is when they need to do languages.
Yes.
So I am pounding at every door I can in the local school districts. Can we get some Spanish or Chinese or something at the kindergarten level, at the first grade level,
second grade? It's just not the money there right now.
Yeah, it hurts me so much because I did the typical system, right? I went through Ramsey's system, which is a good school system, all these schools districts are so great.
Yeah.
But I didn't start Spanish till I was in 7th grade.
Right.
And to this day it's so hard for me to, and I majored in Spanish, I lived in Spain, and it's still hard for me to speak Spanish.
I know, because my daughter, I think, they have Spanish, but you're not learning anything once a week.
Yes, exactly.
And then my son, was thrown into it at 6th grade, and he has struggled because I just think there's a lot to learning the language. There's, you've got to kind of live it.
Exactly.
You can't just like look at a book and memorize the words and then, okay, I got the words. Now, how am I using them?
Yeah, you need immersion. And I will, this is kind of that's a nice segue. And that's another thing that Brainstorm has started doing. Is we have a Spanish immersion preschool. Program.
Okay.
And I did it.
Did you guys hear this? Say this one more time.
Spanish immersion, pre-K or young person program.
Okay.
Because I started for my daughters. I said, look, I know how hard it's been for me to learn languages when I started at even a young-ish age, even just age 12. I said, all right, this is one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to get Spanish in these girls or Italian or whatever young, when the brain's still so plastic.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, cool. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to put them in a little pre-K program where it's just Spanish the whole time. And guess what I found?
What?
There are none. Couldn't find any. I had to drive to Hoboken, or I had to drive to Summit, or somewhere that was just far enough away. I was like, well, that's not going to happen.
Too far.
So I was like, well, we're going to do one ourselves. We have this beautiful center.
Yes.
We'll just use it at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday or 3 p.m. on a Friday or whatever we have to do it. So now we have 11 immersion experiences a week that kids can come out and take.
You offer so much, Scott.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff.
Incredible.
And like I said, some of it's for selfish reasons. I have my own kids and I want it for them.
I know, but we can all, gain from that.
Yeah, exactly. All avail yourselves of it. I think it's a really cool thing. It's one of my most passionate projects is let's get little kids speaking languages.
And I think Spanish, a lot of people, a lot of moms feel very strongly about that. Really? So, yeah, I think it's awesome that we're going to be able to share that.
Let's all fight for this, okay?
Yes.
We need languages early.
Yes.
As much as possible.
And there's a lot of people that agree with that. So,
yeah.
So we have something fun to talk about. Cool. Your Scott Doty TV.
Okay, yeah, that's fun.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's that all about?
So much talk about me. We say me though.
It's about you
Enough
today.
About me. No, there's more about me.
We had Brainstorm. Now it's about you for a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I have started a TV channel for parents, and it's all free, and it's all. Well, I hope high quality. I don't know. It's of some sort of quality. But it's an extension of my various passions in the education world as an entrepreneur and as a parent and as a master teacher. I've taught thousands of students on 5 continents. I've trained 500 employees. So, I know what it is to teach. And I feel that a big part of what I've seen recur over the years is that parents have a role to play, but they don't exactly know what it is. There's a sense there, like vaguely. I want to help my kids, but how the hell do I do it?
Right.
So the essence of the site is, okay, let me just give them resources, and let's give them best practices, and let's give them tools, and inspire them and motivate them to know how to be specific in specific ways, how to be assets to the education process.
Fantastic, because things are changing all the time.
Totally.
Right? So we feel a little lost.
Right.
We do.
Indeed, fair enough. And that's not even necessarily, in obvious ways, it's 11th grade when you get into pre-calculus and physics, forget that. But even 7th grade or 5th grade, they're doing it differently than I used to do it. And I'm not really sure how to help here.
They do it differently, and they move at a very different pace, very fast pace.
Interesting. Well, so that's what I have in mind is that in so many of my interactions with parents, there's this sense after a session, I say, here's what we did. And they go, cool, that sounds great. And I have this sense they want me to coach them too.
Okay.
They're like, what can I do now? I live with this kid the whole week.
Right.
Surely there's something I can do. And so this is my effort. These free videos that are on this simple website, scottdoty.tv, are these free, 5-8 minute videos on various topics, saying, here's a philosophical idea to play around with in the household. Here's a specific grammar topic you might want to know about when you help your son edit his papers, or whatever it might be. It's just a mix of content that helps them feel equipped to be assets, because that's what they want to feel like.
Yes.
And so that's it. That's the whole vision of it. I've done it for about a year now, and I'm starting to feel like I'm making videos that I like, and I know what I'm saying. I'm learning the craft myself.
Yeah.
But it's a new skill that I'm learning, but I believe in the project, and I want to help parents. That's an extension of my personal mission.
That's fantastic.
So that's what this site's about. Yeah.
I think that's great, and that's Scott Doty TV. Is that YouTube?
No, it's a standalone website, as if you go to scottdoty.com, but it's scottdoty.tv.
Okay. So there you go. That's
You could also search it on YouTube. There are videos are there too. But they're all free, and there's no weird oh, it's free the first time, then it's $1 million. It's actually all free.
Okay. All right. So we like that. We like free things, especially if it helps us out, right? And helps our children and helps our families.
And I'll actually make one more pitch to you, or a challenge to you, to the audience. If you're a local parent, you're interested in being an asset to your kid's life, and especially specifically your children's academic experience, please reach out to me. I'm reachable through Brainstorm's channels or through Scott Doty TV directly. There are ways to reach out. And if you say, look, I would really love you to give me a video on X, I will make it for you.
Oh,
just make
great.
the request.
Yeah. All right, wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to touch on one other thing that you had brought up that I don't know. I just love it when somebody gives back to the community. And you have this scholarship program that you spoke about, and I just really want people to hear about that. Because, you know, it costs a lot of money to do the tutoring, to do anything extra for your children outside of what's given in school. And I know for a lot of people that's difficult. That's an expenditure that they can't do, and you know, so the fact is that you have created this scholarship fund for 10 children, and just wanted you to touch on that a little bit.
Sure. Well, Brainstorm exists to create life opportunities for other people. That's it. And so when we help a student, let's say, go from a 25 ACT to a 32 ACT, we just created a life opportunity for that person. He's going to get into a totally different caliber of college, or the same college, and get $100,000 in scholarship. You know, and we created a life opportunity for the family. You know, and the same thing where we help someone improve in his French grade or her physics grade or whatever, chemistry. There's a sense there that we're pushing someone towards opportunities down the road. And if that's why we exist, then we thought, okay, what are other obvious extensions of making that mission take place? And so part of it was, okay, let's just do it for people even if they can't afford us. Whatever we can afford to give, that's what we'll do. So we're doing everything now from volunteering. We do test prep classes at a place in Patterson, and we give you know, free classes to the students there, and we also, in honor of our 10-year anniversary, we just hit this fall, we have launched this program called the 10 Scholarship. TEN, 10 for 10 years. True enthusiasm never fails. And so we believe that, you know, if you're an enthusiastic learner, then that's it. Like, attitude is everything. I always love the Scott Hamilton quote. He says, "The only disability in life is a bad attitude." So so I take a student,
and that's with anything.
So a student shows great attitude about his desire or her desire to really grow and learn. We say, we're going to support that. And if the parents can't afford it, okay, we'll find a way. And so we've created a scholarship, and we now people applied in the fall and late winter, and we now have these 10 scholars. And we're going to give them unlimited tutoring for the rest of the school year.
That's great.
And it'll be for anything they need. So it's schoolwork, it's test prep, college apps, whatever they might need. That's what we do.
And you're giving those children a chance, so that's incredible.
It's just giving them a life opportunity, you know? So we feel awesome about doing it, you know? And we're going to do the same thing at a Catholic school in Newark this spring. We're going to donate our time to all these, like, hundreds of boys at this boys Catholic high school there for test prep. It's just a thing that is, to me, an obvious extension of living out our mission. And I don't know.
Well, that's incredible. It says something about you, and, you know, you're not here to just make money off of everybody in Franklin Lakes and Bergen County. It's about really making a difference to our children. And that's incredible.
And I think
thank you for that.
I appreciate it. And I think there is a point to be made here also. Look, I didn't move here from Omaha or something, you know, and like, oh, people here have money. I'm from here. My wife is from here. She went to Rampo High School. I went to Ramsey High School. And we're raising our kids here. This is just where we are. And I believe that everywhere students could use help, and I think it's a misconception that students who in this area, say Bergen County, have more socioeconomic advantage are necessarily therefore not needing help. Like as if we don't still have a drug problem in the area, or a suicide problem, or other such issues. There are obviously still issues that we can address when we deal with a whole person. And so I often feel like a kid hires me, the parent hires me, and I'm gonna help a kid with X, and I always think to myself, what am I really going to help this kid with? Like, what's the real thing behind it? If he just needs a mentor, he just needs a dude who believes in him. Because, he might have some advantages on the surface, but below, he might be struggling in huge ways. I'm going to have a huge impact in this kid's life, and that'll be the life opportunity I give him. You know? So I just
love to hear that, because I feel that if somebody's struggling, I mean, yes, people have disabilities and all, but a lot of times people struggle because there's something deeper going on. And the fact that you want to tap into that.
And money doesn't heal all that stuff.
No, it doesn't.
So it's an obvious thing to say is, oh, you're going to serve the world in Patterson and Newark. Okay, but I'm going to serve the world in Allendale and in Woodcliff Lake and Ramsey and in Wyckoff and all these towns where, like, it seems like there's money, but there's still suffering and there's still problems and there's still kids who need mentors. and that's it.
Yeah, that's great. So tell me what your goals are. What are there any next steps for you, or just continuing the same fabulous mission?
Fabulous mission. Yeah, I guess there are a couple quick things I should sneak in about that, things that we're already doing that have been mentioned briefly, and also some fun things that are happening next. So we also do an ESL program for students moving here from abroad who are, say moving here from China or something, and they don't really know English, and they're gonna ingresar, how do you say this? They're going to join a local high school, and they need English help to get up to speed on that. We do an intensive August program for kids moving here from abroad to help them get ready. So if people know anyone who needs that kind of help, we do that.
Yeah.
The other big thing that we do that we haven't mentioned is that we do specialized academic coaching, which is, you just brought this up and made me think of it. Students with learning disabilities or other, in cases, behavioral disorders, other challenges intellectually, processing disorders, or ADHD or Asperger's, whatever it might be. We have a team designed to help students in that way.
That's great.
So out of the 60 people on staff, we have a dozen people who specialize in that form of tutoring. And in some cases, people will hire us for both. They'll say, I have a student, he has an IEP, he has certain needs, but we also do need help just with bio.
Yeah.
And so can you come, and algebra. So can you help us? So once a week we'll send a straightforward, a mainstream style math science tutor.
Okay.
And a separate time a week we'll bring a specialized academic coach who teaches more broad stroke ways to work within the framework of the child.
Oh my goodness.
And so we have a team here who are awesome who do that.
I gotta talk to you after this.
Oh really? Okay, there's more to say. Okay.
I've learned so much. My God.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things we do.
I feel like I've missed out here. So this is great.
Thanks for saying so.
Yeah.
I really do believe in the team. They're awesome. So we do a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
And the next stage is the last kind of maybe exciting thing I'll mention. No one here should really care. Whatever, it doesn't affect you. But the cool, fun thing to answer your question is that there's a big new business opening in central New Jersey. Okay. It's a big sports complex called Sportica. It's like Meadowlands style huge. Okay. And it's a big indoor facility. Sportica. And they're doing indoor. They're going doing soccer, baseball, all the sorts of sports, softball. They're all indoor. They've got courts, fields, this massive complex, and they've got physical therapy and all these other things. And the big ownership committee over there said, we could use an educational element here. They decided 6 months ago to start looking around, and they found us, knowing all the things that I've mentioned to you that we do. Yes. And we've got Best of Bergen the last couple of years and some other accolades. We got one of the most entrepreneurial companies in America last year by Entrepreneur Magazine. Right. So we have certain things that we've been recognized for. Yes. And I guess they just found us. They came by, they saw this beautiful space, they interviewed us, and they said, we want you to be the one. So we open a new center of this kind of fashion, this design. We open in Manalapan in February.
So you're expanding.
So we're expanding. We have some really fun new opportunities. Yeah. Some people here might actually have friends and family down in the Manalapan area. Tell them about Brainstorm at Sportica. We're opening February 25th.
All right. We have a question here. Hi, Beth. Do you have summer recommendation or program for incoming freshmen to get them ready for high school?
Awesome. I love it. Okay. So getting ready for high school. Wow. Well, something that we've been working on is skills. Thinking about the skills that are needed for each year of students' lives in the school world. So the question might be, what does a 9th grader need? What's the skill set that in particular the 9th grader needs? And I think one of the big ones we've identified for 9th graders is the ability to read and retain when he or she studies on his own. In other words, this might be the first time your son or daughter needs to really learn how to study because maybe he's coasted through middle school. And so he gets into the big bad high school, it's a little intimidating, and he's not or she's not going to learn everything in class. This is a new experience of like, wow, I got to actually teach myself a little bit outside of class. This is annoying. Yeah. And so that's the big skill I always like. We're still good?
Go ahead.
All right. So the skill that we work on with 8th graders is often, okay, for high school, let's teach you how to teach yourself better. And so good summer activities would be things like, okay, honey, let's talk about best practices for, if you went to, say, Khan Academy. If you ever heard of this website, khanacademy.org, and you can search for it. They've got all these free videos that are very high quality. How about we just simulate the idea of learning a biology topic? You're about to take bio. Let's take a video. Let's watch it. And as a family, we'll sit around and take notes on the video, and we'll learn how to study ourselves. I'll quiz you. You'll quiz me. And if you're looking for something you can do on your own, I like the idea of teaching your student how to teach himself using the amazing the world of Google. Yeah. And learning how to take notes and learn from them and so forth. If you wanted to hire someone to professionally teach them certain skills, that's of course available through us as well.
Okay, so you do provide that through the summertime.
Yeah, we do.
You have help year-round.
Year-round help, exactly. And we don't have any courses. We don't have take our 5-day camp. You know, it's just more like you might have specific needs because your student has his own strengths and weaknesses, and he's going to a certain high school. He's not going to this one, he's going that one. And we've worked with thousands of kids in all these local schools. So we know, if you're going to that school and you've got this schedule with these teachers, here's what you should know.
Yeah, she's saying that she's looking for a program through you.
Yeah, okay, so to answer the question then, we don't have a course you'd buy and come to the center. It'd be more that you would hire us for private sessions. We can come to your home and we can send someone who's a broad stroke coach to help your student with motivation, time management, organization, test taking, note taking, autodidacticism, self-teaching, and we can give them, even just a couple sessions, we can get a lot done in that way.
Do you know the curriculum at Ramapo Indian Hills?
Very well.
Yeah, okay.
We've worked with so many students there. And so if you told us a track, like it's an honors track or it's not, and it's certain teachers, I could go back to my team and we can round up best practices for teacher X for science or teacher Y for math. We can say, we've worked with a lot of those students. Here's what you should know about that teacher.
Okay.
That's part of the thing that I'd say that's useful here is because we don't just have people bang through vague worksheet skill sets, and it's actually a specific tailored program in every case.
Okay.
We advocate on students' behalf, we talk to the guidance counselors, we talk to teachers, we have relationships with people.
Wow.
And so we know the story. Like when you say you're working with a certain teacher, we'll say, we've got a whole big database of experience here.
Okay.
If you wanted specific advice on all that, that's feasible.
Okay, Beth, I hope that helped you. If you have any more questions.
Yeah, follow up.
Yeah, definitely. So, So brainstorm.com, what is your website?
Yeah, so if you Google Brainstorm Tutoring, you'll find us. The website is, because the tagline is, don't just take the test, storm it.
Oh,
so
got it.
So the website is
play on that.
So the website is stormthetest.com.
Okay.
But
if you Google Brainstorm, it will come up.
Exactly. So our center is in Franklin Lakes, and the private sessions are anywhere you live. Anywhere, Bergen County, Passaic County, up into Rockland in New York State.
Wow.
Like I said, we have 60 people on staff teaching all sorts of stuff. So you tell me what you need and where you live and all the logistics, and we'll find the right match. All right.
Well, that's fantastic. So please, guys, get in touch with Scott. I mean, you have given me so much, and everyone else. It's just amazing what you have to offer.
Thank you.
And, I mean, you just have this treasure of learning that's available to everyone.
Yes.
And
we're dedicated, we're committed. We don't have people who are part-time throwing a bone at this. I mean, most of my staff is full-time dedicated tutors. All they do is tutor privately for us.
And it sounds like any need you can meet.
Oh, for sure, exactly.
Yeah.
Among the group now, I mean, not when we started, but now where we're the size we are now, basically, I can't think of anything someone would call and say, and I'd say I can't help you.
Right.
I can't think of it.
Well, fantastic.
No. So if we're wrapping up, one more message.
Yeah.
Really strongly believe this. I hope you do too. Every person has a unique genius, and so I don't believe in smart and not smart. It's not. That's a dichotomy that I think is false. The reality is every person is uniquely brilliant, and so I have my own brilliance that you can't touch. And you have your own that I can't touch, and the same thing for your kids. So don't be concerned if you feel like he's struggling or she's struggling. Like that's fine. There's still ways to work within the brilliance. From the place of strength to the place of weakness. Everyone can grow. Everyone can get better, and I believe that about everyone who calls us.
Wow, that's great. Well, on that note, please get in touch with him, and Beth is signing up, so there you go.
Looking forward to it.
That's my sister-in-law. She's incredible.
Oh, yeah? All right.
And
nice.
yes, we both have children that are going into high school.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Big year.
so it's a big year.
Yeah.
And then I also have a daughter going into middle school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's
big transitions.
Both of them, big transition. And she's also got one going into college, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, so anyway, thanks again for joining us, guys, and I hope that you got what you were looking for. It's amazing what Scott has shared with us today, and again, this is Brainstorm in Franklin Lakes, and we'll see you again. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you.
Coffee with Marci. Thank you. Bye-bye.